Welcome to this episode of Seasoned Scholars in conversation with me. Today's our guest is Professor Toru Watanabe. He has, the several laurels, and he is currently working as Associate Dean and Professor at Faculty of Agriculture, Yamagata University, Japan. He has done a PhD in 2006 when I just happened to arrive in Japan. He graduated. He has been lead worker in the field of environmental microbiology and waterborne pathogens. The antibacterial resistance and antimicrobial resistance, those aspects, he has been the initial worker. And because his PhD topic was on that, his his undergraduate thesis, I guess, also was on pathogenic microorganisms from drinking water. So while we are the very new opportunist microbiologist, but you are the original one. So welcome to this program here. So Watanabe Sensei, welcome today.
Yeah.
So, today in the conversation we will have the three parts, and in part A we would like to know about your journey. Part B we will have a little bit about your advice for the young audience, or even not young. Actually, this program is intended to have some message for all the level, because somebody at the mid-career or early career or even students, everybody can learn from your journey, right? So that is what is our intention. And so again, with high gratitude that you have accepted to appear on this platform. I would like you to ask, the first question is about, can you summarize your journey in your own words?
Okay, thank you for your nice introduction. And I think I am so happy to get this kind of opportunity to talk about myself and my journey until now. Yeah, as Dr. Kumar explained, my journey was started, like I say, in 1998. When I was graduated from the Tohoku University, Japan. I like I said, wrote a thesis about the QMRA, quantitative microbial risk assessment for some pathogens in drinking water. It's quite, simple and basically
very famous. Now famous.
The application to the very some scenarios. Then fortunately I have the opportunity to start to work in the same laboratory under the Professor Toru. He is my supervisor of the undergraduate program, and then he became a boss of myself, at that time. Then I worked for his laboratory 9 or 10 years. I can be Then I joined many research projects by Professor Omura and other professors, who are, like I say, who had close relationship with him. I feel that it's quite good experience for me to know the research tools and the write a paper or to make a new network, not only inside Japan but also for other countries. Yeah. Then during my work in Tohoku University, I got the PhD in 2006. 2006. Oh, this is quite a unique system in Japan. And
What?
How can I say this in Japan we have a how can I say system to give the PhD degree. According to the achievement, not the in other words, it is not necessary to study in the PhD program to get the degree, but instead,
About the part-time?
No, completely no. How can I say need to study?
Oh, sugoi.
Yeah, it's a quite old system, but currently it is still available. Of course, that to get the degree in that system, we need to get the how can I say many papers or books like achievement to
so
show
you
that.
Don't need to. So one don't need to enroll in the program or just get a registration. You can work wherever you are working and submit publish 2-3 papers and then come and submit the thesis.
You are right. You are right. In my case, I worked in university, but the other case, the people worked in the private company can get a degree in that system. It depends on the I can say the achievement. There are I can say enough achievement to show that person performance or capability. The university can give the PhD. It's quite I want to repeat it that the system is quite unique in Japan. Then I myself got the PhD in that system, based on the achievement like that. Then
I hope I wish this kind of system is in India and in everywhere actually. And that's what happened is that your career also gone and very young age you become professor. And so today I could decode how can Watanabe sensei become professor. So today vakatta.
Okay. Oh, I'm so happy to give that information today. Then do you know the JSPS, right, in Japan?
Yeah. I got selected.
Yeah,
Japan Society for Promoting Science. Yeah.
Okay. JSPS has one program to invite the foreign young scholars to get a PhD in that system. So please, announce that we can, receive that young researchers from India to get the degree in Japan if he or she has enough number of paper like that.
Oh. I would.
Okay, then all right. After the working in Tohoku University for 9 or 10 years, I had a chance to go abroad under the JSPS program. Then I was selected, to go abroad under that program. Then I moved to the
abroad means United States or Australia.
Any country is okay, but in my case, I visited the United States. Then I worked there. Complete 1 year. Actually, the maximum 2 years are accepted, to work or study there. Supporting the monetary, how can I say, getting the monetary support from the JSPS. And I worked for 1 year at the laboratory under the Professor Chuck Haas in Drexel University in the United States. So he's a quite famous person in the field of the QMRA. Actually, that he studied or he established the QMRA in the water, I can say, the engineering or wastewater engineering field. Then I know him so well, through the past activities. I always cite his paper, or I always apply the technique for my research. So then I was so interested in worked with him. Then I did there as the postdoc researcher, and worked for 1 year in his laboratory. Then, originally I have a plan to work there for 2 years, the maximum term. But how can I say, I was invited to the University of Tokyo by
For faculty position or postdoc? Thailand. You
yeah, you are
were,
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes. Professor Yamamoto,
Yeah,
Yamamoto Sensei's project in Thailand. And I was invited by them to work for the project actually in Thailand. Yeah.
So this is a very big decision to leave the Drexel University, Philadelphia, and then come to the Thailand, because for Japanese, this is entirely a different world, the West. But maybe you wanted to work with your own people, and that's why you come back. I mean, did you had a tough time to decide?
But yeah, as I said, I originally I can say the plan to spend in United States for 2 years under the GSPS program. That I feel that I have to come back. Then that's why I can say it is natural, to come back to Japan, regardless of the term, not 2 years, but 1 year. But I'm not so, how can I say, it is not so big decision for me and for my family, actually. If I was single, I may, how can I say, try to stay in United States for getting more experience there. But I had already have the family, then I can spend there, forever. But my family cannot like that. I decided to come back like that.
So actually, if you would have gone to do PhD directly from your master or after your master degree, then you would have completed your PhD by 2001 or 2 max, right? I mean, the 1998 you completed your masters, and you could have, if you would have studied only for PhD, you would have PhD by 2001 or 2.
Oh. Okay, I'd like to, how can I say, make it clear. So actually, I got a bachelor degree in 1998. That's a bachelor. So if I continue to study in the graduate school, I could get a degree in 2003 at the earliest.
2003 master and PhD.
Yes. But actually, I got the PhD 2006.
Yeah, but you keep on teaching as an instructor, keep on working on Tohoku University.
That's right.
So here there is a one question is that when do you realize that you are going to do PhD? Whether you born and you realize, oh, I born to do PhD and invent QMRA.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that time. Actually, that I didn't think that I become the researcher when I entered the university. I will be how can I say? I had the plan to get a job in some governmental office or private company in the civil engineering field. Then I, yeah, after the, I can say, starting the research work in the fourth degree, it's for the bachelor thesis. Yeah, I have, I can say, my interest in the research became bigger and bigger, but I didn't change the plan. I still had wanted to get a job, outside the university. I didn't think anything about the research work at that time. Then, yeah, everything is quite, accidental and quite surprising. But when
Yeah.
I remember that time, my supervisor, Professor Omura, told me that you should you should become the assistant professor just after the graduation. Although that I have already got a job after this, how can I say? I have already successful job hunting at that time. But Professor Omura said that, oh, please, I can cancel it and work for our laboratory. Like, it's like beginning of the 1998, just before graduation, and that's why that until that time, I never thought about my career for research work. But my supervisor changed my mind and my future at that time. That's why I myself feel that it is not so general, I can say, story, general journey. Right? It is quite special or unique.
Different. Chigai.
Yes. But I hope that the audience of this video, I can say, get that this kind of strange story.
Yeah. No. Actually, this is rare, but I would say a special thing, because in India also, a lot of people do PhD while working, or perhaps
really?
they go to the job, and after 5-10 years of doing job, they because in the job for promoting they need PhD, so then they come back and do the PhD. So for those people, your journey will be very, very helpful, because in that term, but those people who are working, who leave the study and then come back to do the PhD, do not stay as competitive as you are. I mean that you could, that you are growing very well and you are competitive and all that. They try to do PhD as a to complete the need, but so it is very interesting. So can you tell me the conflicts that you have faced to with the managing the work and as well as the study? Although you didn't need to go and be in the university, but still.
Actually, I had the conflict between the research work and the teaching or the advisory work, my laboratory. But yeah, actually, that I thought that I have to have such experience, to manage the laboratory at that time, because I was not student, right? I couldn't concentrate to the research work or study, at that time. So I had the obligation to work for that his laboratory. So that's why I really understand, and I really experienced the conflict, big conflict sometimes, but it's not so hard for me. Yeah, I really understood that conflict.
Is it right understanding of mine that you got a assistant professor job just after graduation, but you leave that job and accepted to manage the lab of your supervisor?
Yeah. When I left that position, right? Yeah, I had a successor, there. Because of 8 years, 9 or 10 years had passed, the Omura Sensei has many, graduates at that time. So when I was student, he only the 2 years had passed after his laboratory was open. Not so many graduates from his laboratory. But that is why he, how can I say, told me about that.
So how did you selected the subject? I mean, of your research, topic of your research?
I selected that topic from the 4 or 5 topics, proposed by Omura Sensei.
No, but why you went to Omura Sensei? Because you must have some affinity for environmental microbiology, and that's why you go, and then you fix the topic.
Is it okay to say that honest thing?
Yeah. That's what we thought.
Actually, I didn't want to go to his laboratory. Yeah, my first, how can I say, choice, it's a different laboratory. Different laboratory. It was the field of the hydraulic engineering. But the how can I say, many students, wanted to get that laboratory. Then I have to we have a fight by janken, how to call janken in English? Stone scissors paper, right? We had that fight. Then I beat. I was beaten. Then I have to find the second choice. Right? The second choice is
so it is for the love of your friend. You let it go.
Yeah, you are right.
Sugoi. I mean, actually, that also happened. That also happened to me.
Yes.
During master program, we wanted to join some another faculty, and but we wanted to go with a friend. So 3 people or 2 people wanted to go together. So when we went, that professor, he said we can take only one. So we both left that professor and went to another professor who took us both.
Both. Yeah.
So if we will take Onaji, then it is fine. Otherwise.
Yeah, that is another
interesting.
Everything. My journey had many happenings. Not on the way that I expected.
Yeah, actually, this is the time when we need to acknowledge this cosmic plan, the bigger plan of the God, because today you can be also thankful to those powers with conversation of here, because yes, one can choose that, look, I have planned this, I have planned this, I have done this, I have done that. But or you can opt for that wherever you are not, you did your effort, but wherever you thought that there was something else that deviated or helped the river meandering, so that then it will be nice. And it happens to everybody's life. I can tell you, somebody will accept, somebody will not accept.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Okay, so you were saying that QMRA, which has also remained so prevalent again this time. And I remember that recently we published a work on SARS-CoV-2 risk using your equation, and we had a lot of questions. So yeah, Honda-san and me and Hata-san and those. So why you chose QMRA?
Yeah. As I told, how can I say? I didn't want to, have a study in the microbiology or water quality issues when I entered the laboratory. And QMRA, the topic of QMRA didn't need such lab work. It's like a mathematical study. The data, like the computation or analysis of the data on the desk, on the PC. That's why I selected the QMRA from the feeling that it's not required. It doesn't require the lab work.
Don't be too honest today.
Actually, that I can say my preferred field was the hydraulic engineering, right? That's a completely such mathematical process. I can say coding or simulation or something like that. So my first feeling about the research work is I can say really interested in the such calculation rather than the lab wet work.
Yeah. So I mean, thank you so much for being so open about it. And many times, I feel that irrespective of PhD is a kind of commitment. Once you committed to your subject for any reason, but after that you should be committed to. You should not on the midway think that can I change it now?
Yeah.
So what is your opinion on that? That how a PhD student should select their topic, and how should they remain committed to that topic?
I feel that I can say the topic that if the PhD program is only 3 years, it's not so long. That's why I don't recommend that he or she change the topic, during that 3 years, even if they lost the interest in that. Yeah, PhD is like just license for starting the career in the research field. That's why I hope that the young such scholars, the PhD students, try to continue the research the research work in the same topic when he decided at the beginning. So I didn't don't recommend that the change of the topic. Then before that, I guess you want to ask me that how to select the topic, right? When we select the topic, the most important element or reason is that interest. Interest
Yes,
and
yes, yes. You are.
and I feel that I can say plan should be clear.
Yeah.
You just start even if that the topic is interesting, sometimes the process is quite hard.
Hard. Yeah, yeah. So
Unreliable.
one should be realistic as well as check their own interest.
Yeah, interesting is first one,
First thing.
but the process.
Yeah, but I want to analyze. I feel that heavy metal analysis of Mars soil will be very nice. But where is Mars soil? so so it means I have to be a little bit realistic about it also, right? Yeah. So I think now just about a little bit about your marriage. That did you married while doing studies or after the studies?
During this working in the Tohoku University, I maybe just before getting a PhD.
And how many kids do you have?
Two.
Two. Okay. And both, both are son and or daughter?
Daughter and son. Daughter is a senior.
Okay. Complete. Here about little bit about your background. Like yesterday I talked Honda-san, and he was telling that his father was a professor, so he always wanted to become a scientist. What is the case with you?
Oh, it's quite different from Honda-san. So I was born in the very rural area of Japan, and at that time, when I was a child, I didn't see that any university student around my home. No one. Yeah, that's why I thought that I do not join that university. I will work just after the graduation from high school. It's the normal in my the birthplace, my hometown. That is how can I say? When I studied in high school, the high school teacher recommend that studying in university. But before that, I didn't want to do that. It's just a lack of the information or lack in that situation.
Just about your journey, the two things is that, of course, you never had to face uncertainty because you already had a job in your hand. But many of people who are doing PhD have to face uncertainty after PhD completion, and also before, should I go or should I not do? So how to tackle that period?
Yeah. So I don't know clearly about the situation in the country except Japan. But in Japan case, it's a big decision for the student to studying PhD program because that it is quite hard for the graduate from PhD program to find a good job, except the very limited number of the academic posts. In other words, the private company don't want to hire the PhD holders. And that's why in Japan case is quite much more difficult, I can say, decision should be made when he or she graduates from master program. Then most of them selected to work outside the university. I feel that it's quite a big problem in Japan. No young researchers, I can say, are not born in such system, in such situation. But anyway, if in other countries there are the way to find a job in private company for PhD holder, I recommend that he or she respect his or her interest or passion. Yeah, I can say expected career. Even he or she has a very anxiousness. Very, how can I say, the uncertainty. But
yeah.
As I said, the journey is also quite uncertain, and we have many, how can I say, accidents or happening during my life. That's why like I said, if he or she is interested in the research work, I recommend he or she continue to study in PhD program.
Yeah. So actually, this is you said it right that even life is that full of uncertainties. So many lives has been gone in COVID-19 and like that. I don't know whether it is a good argument or not, but if somebody loves teaching and if somebody loves researching, why not to finish the PhD, right? And education enables us to do something. So if I am a PhD, I will be more educated and more enabled to even do some work by myself, right? To do, even if I will not get a job anywhere as in university or industry, I can teach people. I can teach people in better way, or I can do. That has to be from me. I think that somebody in this conversation in a few days back, they said that if somebody wants to do PhD for the job security or for the money, they should not do it. It's for,
yes.
It's for pleasure.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yes.
It's for your self-satisfaction. It's for a pleasure. Do you agree?
More important, yeah. That is more important than getting money.
Yes. And once you are satisfied, then of course a kind of, I mean, your when I see your career graph, I am just so jealous. Sorry.
Don't worry.
So you said that your life has been, a influence of the bigger plan was there. So can you tell me those moments? Like one moment was that you wanted to go to some another professor, but paper scissor, you took you to the another professor. So similarly, what are those milestones or those places that you would like to cite that these these times it was not planned, but something happened?
Experience many, how can I say, the happening which changed my career. I feel that it's most important for us to adapt, like I said, any change in the environment or including the such laboratory, the professor. We need, even if that we have a big, we faces a big changes or big unexpected change things. We, I can say, I believe, yeah, like I said, that we should believe that we can survive. That is the most important power, important feeling to give us the power to fight the changed situation or changed environment. That's why the, like I said, not only the process that changes the process, but also any kinds of the change in the journey. If we believe that the successful, we can find some way, even if
So-
it is not the best, second best, third best is acceptable. That is my answer to you.
Yeah. Actually, more specifically,
Okay.
or particularly, I wanted to know that, I mean, your suggestions is really nice. And the message is very touching.
Yeah.
But I wanted to know specifically those moments,
Okay.
because, you know, that is so much, because I can never know that paper scissor can. So maybe there must be some stories.
Yeah. That how can I say, at that time, the selection of a selection of the laboratory was totally dependent on the communication among the students, and the faculty doesn't care about that. Then
Still, I think this is the prevailing thing in everywhere, because it's mouth to mouth. As a student spread the who is good, who is something.
In such situations, that of course that there are another option. For example, to use that to be based on the score, like GPA or GPS or something like that. But such options are not, I can say, accepted by the students who don't have a good score, right? That's why we selected I can say the fair method. Then the paper and scissors and stone. It's a final choice, which are fair for any student. Actually, I myself has a best GPA in my batch. I remember that.
Yes.
Even though I can say.
So if you would have not left that choice, you would get first. You will get your choice, only then the person.
Yes.
No, so when you got it, like studies finished, and
Yes.
then you went to USA, then Yamamoto Sensei called you, then you again. So this the journey. So can you tell us that at which points you feel that, oh, this is a God plan, or this is something else? Yeah.
Okay. After the working in University of Tokyo under the Yamamoto Sensei, yeah, I got the call from my senior who are working in the Tohoku University, and he has a colleague in the Yamagata University, and then he said that Yamagata University are studying the calling for the associate professor in the water management or irrigation, I can say, system like that, and at the Faculty of Agriculture. Then I decided to accept that offer, even if the position is in the Faculty of Agriculture. That is quite. I feel that this is a quite big decision to change the field. Right. My background is a civil and environmental engineering, but I looked for the position in the Faculty of Engineering originally, but I selected that position at the Faculty of Agriculture. Then I worked there until now. So and you may know that the University of Tokyo is quite big and how can I say number one high level university. But Yamagata University is not like that. It's not how can I say a national university, but the size is small and the level of student is not so high, like University of Tokyo. And the field is also changed. The working environment has completely changed from the Todai to Yamagata University. That's why I feel that it's biggest change, of the working environment in my career, in my journey. But at that time, I wanted to have a job, again, 10-year job.
So, do you think that, let's suppose that you should have waited and get a job in Kyoto, Osaka, Hokkaido, or or Todai, or you did better that you got a job, whatever came in your way?
Yeah, of course, I had that option, right, to wait for another, how can I say, call. But I was born in the rural area, as I said. The Yamagata University is quite close to that hometown. I know that place, and I was familiar with the climate, food, people, or something like that. That if I got the same offer from another part of Japan, I may, like I said, I may say no, right? But
this, even it, I mean, many times this is same with me. Like people ask me why you joined Tejpur University, but the atmosphere. One thing is that I wanted to start as a faculty, no matter where. And second thing was the weather. Weather of Northeast India is very similar to not, I mean, exactly similar because we don't have a snow and all, but still it is very similar to Japan. And so I wanted to, so I wanted to know that, so that fits. So wherever you can get a piece, that is good. And a researcher remains a researcher, no matter where it is located. And I see that you are running a lot of projects, being there. Still, I mean, the effort that you are making, if you would have been in Todai, maybe that effort would have resulted twice in the product, rather than that happens. But still, it's fine. So, do you think that? I mean, from that answer, I am trying to get this. That what do you think is important for having a job or getting a job? Yeah, I mean, I can still ask you. Even somebody will ask me whether you have done right or wrong. I cannot say that whether my decision to join Tejpur University, not any IIT, because I was Todai product. I was having JSPS. I left JSPS within 6 months. And JSPS was giving me so much money. So I could have afforded not to come back or come back only if there is some IIT I have to offer my job. So I don't know that whether that decision was wrong or right till date, to be very honest. So what do you think in that term? How to decide whether it was a wrong or right decision?
Yeah. It's a very difficult question, but yes. Now when we I can say get selected the offer for the new position, most important I can say point is that the first priority should be on the how can I say tenured or non-tenured one, right? How do you call it? It's is that the position is tenured or tenure track or non-tenured? That it's contract based like that. Recently in Japan that we have the many position non-tenured under the contract, that 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. But that I experienced to work in such position at the University of Tokyo, and yeah, at that time I had 4 or 5 years terms to work there under the contract. But I know that, but from the first year, I am so I can say nervous about the fixed term. We have I had to get good achievement, to find the next job to continue to work any university. That it was so big pressure for me. That is why, based on my experience, I recommend that the tenured position should be selected. Even if that the research environment or students level is not so, I guess, high. That is one big point.
I mean, thank you very much for speaking your mind that and very, very honestly. Now you would move to some advice. Phase two of this conversation.
Okay.
Phase 2 here, I would take your advice for several people. Like wherever you go, but I have seen that you were liked by your PhD supervisor. You were liked by Yamamoto Sensei. You were liked by the administrator of Yamagata University also, because this otherwise you would have not been dean and made professor and all that stuff. So how to keep people happy?
Yeah. Thank you. I know. It depends on the situation, but considering the current position and current tasks, my current focus is on the, I can say, half and half. I can say the half for the research, continue the good research work, producing the many papers, and another half is to manage well about the faculty and the of course university itself. It's that 2 points are both tasks are so I can say that important for me, and good news from either task make me happy.
No. Yeah, no. So I am asking you how to make others happy. I mean, how to make your seniors happy, how to make your colleague, how to make and keep them happy. And is it important for career growth?
Yeah. Actually, I has already started to work for the associate dean, in this faculty. That's why before you asked me that I have to make them happy, that the faculty in this university is happy. it's my big task, but it's inside the faculty. In another point that we have a colleague outside the university too. Then I always thinking that thinking to start a challenge with them and to keep the our good relationship and making good career. That's why I can say my suggestion is that challenging is quite key. Like I said, in my life and in your life too.
Yeah.
Once we, I can say, are satisfied with the current situation, it is very difficult to keep the happy situation or fruitful research work too. And the challenging anytime we I can earn that challenging. We are thinking the new challenging, not only in research work but also in my task in managing. Managing itself is currently very difficult, not easy.
I will come to that. In your personal life or knowing how a human you are. Yeah. But here, talking about the research, so you already answered my next question, which was whether research network is essential and how to keep a good research network. So you already almost replied to that. But if you want to add anything, you can.
Yeah. I said that only challenge, but how to challenge? Simply speaking, that we always trying to get the new project under the support by the government or private company or sometimes the international organization. That is, I don't like that such life, but we have to do survive in such world, right? That's why I have already had the I can say I decided to continue to apply the new project or applying the new I can say the research network or for the next future, next generation or something.
So, so you have, I mean, already 60 plus publication and all that stuff. How do you select your journal, or what is your advice? What is your advice to a student? How they should rate their work, and how should they target a right journal to avoid rejection? Whether impact factors are important or not, and so what your advice on the publication?
Okay. The most important thing when we selected the journal is the impact factor at this moment. I don't like this system, but I have to get the papers in the high quality journal proved by the high impact factor. That is, I know that many negative comment to the impact factor, but we don't have another option. There are many I can say index for journal, but the impact factor is most understandable and most widely accepted. That's why from such circumstances, I have to select the high impact factor journal first. Then then if it is not successful, we change to the second best or third best journal, even if that impact factor is not so high. I always do do so when we submit the manuscript.
So coming to the next advice is that coming to the next advice of yours for our audience, how to make, ourselves, what should we do that can give us an edge over others? And because you have managed a lot of projects, so how to manage a lab, how to manage a group, and how to, that is.
This is just my comment from only from my experience, but I recently feel that it is quite difficult to keep the laboratory for a long time. Keep the activities or sites or members of the laboratory, for a long time. We should make that tentative, how can I say, optimization of the laboratory, time by time. Then, how can I say, as a result, we have only two ways for the managing or surviving the laboratory. The one is to make the laboratory bigger and bigger, involving the new faculty or new staffs and new students. So I am now in that process. Our laboratory is in such process. Then another one is to, I can say, keep the laboratory small, small, but the I can say showing the activities, the good, how can I say, small laboratory, but that's why the number of the papers or number of the achievement is not so large, but each paper or each achievement is quite important or I can say attractive. That's I have two ways. One is the like I said, make the laboratory bigger and bigger, and the other is to keep the small but active laboratory.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's quite not leads to the unhappy future
situation.
Yes.
So actually, why I am asking it, because Honda-san told yesterday that it was you who helped him to understand this antibiotic resistance, because he has not done it that in the PhD. Yes. So you didn't mention that keeping a good group or lab is also to help each other and be open. There are two type of people. Somebody who hide their skill and they want to keep it.
Yeah, I know it.
So what is your opinion on this?
I myself had the relatively open-minded people. That's why I can say I'm so happy to make a new project with the new members. But even though that I can say when we started the new project, I call the I can say my college first, rather than the new a completely new member. The starting with in other words, the new project it always starting with the base of the, I can say, current or past relationship. Then we had a discussion about how to make a project within our group first. Then sometimes, how can I say, we need help from outside. Then, let's invite them, something like that. But in such process, we have the chance to meet the new member or get the new knowledge from them. That is my way to make a new network.
This is, and I was happy because I really admired both of you. And if I know anything good about you both, and also and Japanese culture is such, I have not seen that they are not helping each other. It's like a group work and teamwork a lot in Japan. So it is nice to know, and that is what I would say the audience to help each other, because sharing the skill is also increases the influence of your work, and your work gets cited more. Because if more and more people will do, of course, only then we can, if you would have not taught or let him know about the ARB, he would have not helped us to know the ARP, and we would have published a lot on ARB now. And every time the papers of yours are cited. So eventually it is helpful for somebody also. And so I think giving attitude will only help us to grow more, and we can be peaceful that, yes, I have given this. But sometimes the person whom you taught or whom you let things know, they do not remain grateful, or they do not remain courteous with you, grateful to you, and even friendly with you. At that time, do you think you feel like, why I let him know?
I sometimes face such situation.
So how do you pass that?
But I guess the decision is not so difficult, but how can I say, during the project ongoing, we had to make a good relationship with him or her, right? Even if he or she or he was working not so well, but if we feel such a unsatisfactory with the person, I may not invite him or her next time. Like the project to project. When we make a new project, we have a chance to select. Right? It's not a good term, but select or invite the.
How about teaching advice? How important teaching is for you, and what you would like to give advices on the becoming a good teacher?
Yeah. So teaching is quite completely different from the research work. Right? Teaching has a special skills or special, I can say, idea to make the student successful or satisfactory. Then when we think about the teaching, the most important thing is that the level of student who we teach. As I said, I moved to the Yamagata University from University of Tokyo. I felt a big difference from in the student's capacity or student knowledge. In other words, the Yamagata University students are not so good like the University of Tokyo student. Then we in the class, we have to have the special care for them, which are not necessary for the University of Tokyo. But in our university, we have to have such special care to make them understand what I want to teach. That's why and that is the reason why I say it is difficult, or it is a little bit different skill required for the teaching. When teaching, well, for example, when we teach the student in class, we continuously we should always checking what I can say, searching the students' attitude or student response to my talk. The teaching is a little bit close to the human-to-human communication. If he or she want to be a good teacher, they should have a good attitude, good communication with them. But that is quite difficult. It's quite hard to be, I can say, taught. But anyway, some people can do it naturally. Some people have difficult to do so. I guess it depending on his or her character. That's why in the latter, how can I say, the people who want how to have make a good communication with others may have trouble. Yeah, it's like a trouble in.
I mean, Katayama Sensei, I asked before coming to India.
Yeah.
And as a faculty, I went to every sensei and asked them, please give me some advice to be a good teacher. So Katayama Sensei told me, everything is fine, but don't try hard. Don't try too hard because they will get their wisdom by themselves or with time. If you will put a lot of, you should not be worried. You do your best, but don't try too hard.
Yeah. I agree with the Katayama Sensei's suggestion. But more important is that I can say how they work hard, or for what we have to work hard. So Katayama Sensei is working in the University of Tokyo. I feel that he has lucky. He is lucky to spend the time or make effort to teach. For example, to improve the materials or improve his talk for class or in seminar too. But in another university like us, we have I have to make effort for the another I can say matters, not purely for the teaching or topics, but for the making good communication. That's why that, as I said, it's depending on the situation.
So I mean, this is now we have talked about publication, research network, managing lab, everything done. So now we relax. Now this is the last page. Here I will ask you about nomimono and tabe. So that is those things. Being human. This page name is being human. So what excites you about your work?
What excites? Yeah, there are many things, but for example, I remember that I can say the achievement, like a papers or the paper books or other publication or that is one thing that exciting me. That another thing is the getting the good big project. It's also that excite me so much. And recently, we have a different feeling of this is not purely for the research work, but we have a chance to communicate with the local people or the people outside the university. And so when we communicate with them, sometimes we have the respect from them or their appreciation for the contribution, research-based contribution to the local society. So such a thing is recently make me excited as well as the research outcome or research funding or project outcome.
Yeah, I remember that. But even today, if there is some paper comes, I go and look at the face of the paper several times, scroll down and come and feel good about it. Because it takes a lot of labor to come to that point. So it's a cherishable thing. And I can tell you that I came to research because I realized that if a paper publishes, you can search your name and it will appear.
Thank you.
So common person cannot have that kind of publication, but I mean the presence in the internet, but he can be searchable. Okay, how about how do you handle pressure when things doesn't go as you? Because one thing I have noticed is that you said that you don't like to, I mean, you want to work with a peace. You are a peace-loving person. You don't want stress. That I know. I got it just during this conversation. So how do you handle pressure? And if things are not going in your way and it is not working, how do you do?
You mean the pressure for my work, right?
Yeah, any work pressure or personal pressure. I mean, how do you handle any pressure?
I as a single researcher, I don't have so much pressure right now because I have already
passed that.
last time that when I was not tenured position. I had the big pressure to
become tenured.
about the end of the contract. But that is past situation. But recently that pressure has gone, right? And we have a new pressure at the headquarters of the faculty or university. Yeah, we small university like Yamagata need to how can I say survive. Need to make the change or improvement anytime to survive in the currently competitive world. Right? You know well about the Japanese society. That we had decreasing the population, and especially young people had decreased so much. Then we have to recruit the new students to keep our university or faculty, well. And such it's one of the managing works, but such managing work, how can I say, more pressure for me right now.
Yeah. So, but my point is that let's suppose anything that you want to accomplish, but it is not happening. So, do you become angry? Do you become frustrated? Do you shout?
Not so much.
Tokidoki.
Tokidoki, yeah.
Okay. What is your typical routine in a weekdays and weekend?
Weekend. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly speaking, that I studied, anytime. And I studied and I worked anytime, like a typical Japanese. So it's not so recommended for the young researchers, young scholars, but it is the style in Japan. For example, we have a two-day weekend, right? 2 day of weekend. Normally that at least 1 day to spend for the working. Another day, maybe half a day. I work. I should work to complete the additional job. Okay. This is my situation is quite tough, especially tough because I have a I have a laboratory, my own laboratory, and I have to work for the faculty. I hope that work should be separated, completely. But at this moment, I have to,
do both.
Complete the both. Then it's like an additional one. That's why that, unfortunately or luckily, I have to spend the time, even weekend, for working for myself or faculty.
So, how do you balance family life and professional ambition?
So please note that I am not good example balancing the private and professional, life. I always, rely on rely on my wife, for the private life. My wife works so hard for my family. That's why I can do my work.
Dedicate more.
Weekend, right? But it's, I'd like to repeat that it's not good example. Right? It's not recommended so much. In the future, even in Japan, I can say the workload should be reduced, even the high position of people.
I mean, what are your strong point? 3 strong points.
Strong point in
your personality.
Personality. Oh, okay. One is healthy body. Healthy body. One is toughness.
No, you are tough.
Of course, I continue to work, every day. It's a proof of my toughness. And third one, it's open mind.
Hi. So actually, and something you are not good at.
Something good at. Taking a rest.
You are not good at taking rest. Okay, got it. I mean, so one data support another data. So, because if you say, I am tough, I work every day, and then you
Yes.
say, but I take too much rest, it is not matching.
Yes.
So
Connected.
it is good that, how about your favorite food?
Favorite food? Oh.
Now it is lunchtime in India.
Really. Yeah. Recently, that I enjoyed that wine with cheese.
Ah,
Oh, sorry. It's not food, right? But alcohol. But I didn't.
Yeah, that is drink. What is your
Sorry.
favorite food?
cheese and I can say the
Wine.
wine. Best combination.
Okay, so
Yes.
oh, what is your favorite possession? I mean, any object that you adore, your car or your bike or your camera or your laptop, anything that you adore very much?
Yeah. Very recently that I am very interested in the house. Do you know house? Because I get a new house recently, and I studied the house. I guess it. Home. I guess it. My house. My private house.
Decoration.
Build. I guess it. Construct. Real one. Then I had the I guess many studies about the housing or construction recently that I am so interested in that.
Yeah. What is your favorite movie?
Movie. Oh. ね。is it in international one? It's not.
No. Japanese more okay.
but it's not famous for the foreign.
I like them. It is your favorite. You don't need to worry about my favorite. I am not asking what is my favorite movie. Guess it. I am asking what is your favorite movie.
Okay, it's not new, but the I like the Back to the Future.
Series part 1, part 2, part 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, my son love it. I also like it.
Yes, I recently enjoyed that movie with my children.
Yeah.
But I remember that.
Yeah. What is the your favorite trip?
Favorite? Traveling.
Yeah, traveling. Which travel you remember most? Once I was in USA, or once I visit Saipan or something, Hawaii.
Yeah, I can say. Yeah, more detail that it is quite favorable to travel in Southeast Asia, especially in Thailand. I like Thai food so much.
Yesterday, Honda-san told that I asked him about food. He said, I miss Thai food. So,
I have a completely same feeling. I miss it.
Yeah. So, last question.
Yes.
If you were not an academician, what you would have been? Finished.
What make me happy?
No. If you were not a researcher or professor, so what you would have been?
What? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I may I can say that have the work for the government or work for the private company in the civil engineering. Yeah, as I said before, I had standing three months before the starting the work for them when I was student. Then in my mind that I had the always had the feeling about what I did it if I like I say didn't select to work in university. I always think about that.
Yeah. So I mean, the last question that I somehow forgot to ask you during the science questions, that what do you think is the major problem of the environment at present? Pollution, water pollution, energy, noise pollution, or let's suppose food scarcity, population. What do you think is the major?
Actually, the limitation of the resources is the most critical issue in the environmental problem. Pollution is okay. It's not okay, but
But stressing the natural resources and pollution is also a part of that. You have told the bigger thing, and if some water gets polluted, then that resource does not remain usable. So it stresses the natural resources. So very good answer. With that, I would like to thank you so much for sparing the time and talking with very honestly. And so arigatou gozaimasu.
Thank you so much.